Now, Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ba'd. Then, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to continue in the book Minhaj as-Salikin, and we are now in the chapter of the book of Tahara, and we have reached the fasl, fil mi'ah, okay? And it is on page 32 of the PDF, okay? So the Shaykh, Imaam as-Sa'di, rahimahullah ta'ala, Shaykhuna, Muhammad ibn Sa'd al-Uthaymin, rahimahullah, well, yani, kathir min al-a'imma, he said, faslun fil mi'ah. He says, yani, fasl, yani, a fasl is like a point, okay? Why? We started in the book of what? Tahara, correct? But in the book of Tahara, what did the Shaykh start with? He started with the Shahada. He mentioned the hadith, Buni al-Islam al-Khamsin, right? Then from there, he explained the Shahada. Then after that, he came to this fasl. And he said, fil mi'ah. And mi'ah is the jam' of ma, water, okay? This is a nice language point. There is a plural for water. And there also is at the same time, ma is ma, right? And when is water never plural, right? Like a molecule of water. When have you ever spoken about a molecule of water and just said, hey, this is water, right? It's not common to do that. But there's a plural for ma, right? And say ma, because it's mim, alif, hamza. Ma, right? So there's a hamza, ma'un, right? He says, fil miyah. Now look, in the plural, it's miyah. There's a ha. We won't get into it, but there's a ha. So he says what? Amma salah. And as for the salah, falaha shurut. Falaha shurut. Taqaddamu alayha. Then for salah, there are conditions that precede salah. Meaning there are a condition, a shart, right, is a singular of shurut. And a shart is something that you need to do before doing the action in order for the action to be sahih. And if you don't do that action, the action is batil. For example, if I pray, yani with khushur, and I mean I give it my justice, brother, I'm going Fatiha, Quran, yani sujood, yani ruku', I'm in it, but I didn't have wudu. It's not salah. It's focus and exercise. Meditation at best, right? But it's not accepted as salah because I didn't come with the condition, right? If your non-Muslim coworker says, hey, you know what? In solidarity with the Muslims, I'm going to fast with you guys. You could not eat and drink if you want to, but it's not called fasting. Because in order for you to fast, a shart of fasting is iman. You have to have iman. Otherwise, it's yani, you call it fasting linguistically. Technically, it's not fasting. You are hungry, right? You're hungry. You're practicing abstinence from food, right? Which linguistically is what it is, but it's not istilahin, it's not the religious ruling. You're not going to get the reward for fasting. So he said, salah, it has shurut that preceded. He said, فَمِنْهَا at-tahara. He said, and from it is a tahara, right? كَمَا قَالَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. لا يقبل الله صلاة بغير طهور. That Allah does not accept a prayer without purification, tahara. And this hadith is mutafaqun alayh, means it's agreed upon, okay? It's found in Muslim, the hadith of Ibn Umar, And Yani, there's some commentary about the hadith. You can look at that, but not to be too long-winded, I won't go into it. So then he said, فَمَنْ لَمْ يَتَّحَرُّ مَنْ لَمْ يَتَّحَرُّ تَحَرُّ مَنْ لَمْ يَتَّحَرُّ. He said, so whoever does not make tahara min al-hadith, circle the word hadith, al-akbar, put above al-akbar a number 1. Then on the next page he says, wal asghar, put a number 2. Put a najasa, one najasa, put a square. Fala salatun lahu. Okay? So, he said that the person who he has not made tahara, he hasn't, lam, okay? He hasn't made tahara. Lam means hasn't, okay? And what follows it from the fi'l is going to have a sukoon on it. That's a benefit for grammar. He says from al-hadithi al-akbari. Al-hadithi al-akbari, from major hadith, wal asghar, and minor hadith. So there's 2 types of hadith, al-akbar and al-asghar. That's what we should understand there. One najasa, and najasa is something different, okay? It's something different, okay? Jay, what is al-hadith? Al-hadith is a thing that is ghayru hissi. It's not physical. It's ma'nawi. It's by meaning. Hadith, you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't smell it. It's hadith. If you're in the state of hadith, it prevents you from certain things until you purify yourself with the legislated way. So you can't just put water on hadith to wipe it away or even scratch it off. But najasa is different. Najasa is physical. You can see it, and its presence, you must remove the presence. That is the process of purification. Some, mashallah, may Allah bless them. I didn't know it was snowing like that even too. That, are you okay? Alhamdulillah. No, jazakallah khair. Yasallahu alaikum. Al-amr, inshallah. No, jazakallah khair. So, a najasa is something physical. Okay? You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. Removing its ether, its effect, is the act of purifying that thing. So it's a physical process, okay? You have to be free from all of these. Al-hadith al-akbar prevents you from more things than al-hadith al-asghar, okay? And a najasa prevents you from things as well, okay? He says, وَالطَّهَارَةُ نَوْعًا. That tahara is of 2 types. So now we know that there is hadith, right? And we know that there is 2 types of hadith, and we know there is najasa, and we know the difference between them. Now we know that tahara, the act of purifying or removing filth or the state of impurity, is of 2 types. Ahaduhuma at-taharatu bil-ma' wa hiya al-asl. A tahara, purification with water, al-ma', water, okay? Wa hiya al-asl, and it is the asl. Now, what do you need to know? You know to remove one way is with water. So now you need to know what is water, right? Did you ever think about what is water, or do you just say water is water? I mean, this is water, right? Water is water. Bismillah. But then again, water is not water necessarily because there's two types. There's different types of water. He said, now look, he put a tis'ah. He put 9 next to that, right? Why are these numbers coming here? These are all points, right? So the way that we'll go about it in this book is we're not trying to exceed on 10 points, right? Because these 10 points for this week is to go and memorize them, understand them, and come back with them. Even if someone sends you 1,000 YouTube videos, say, thank you very much, I need to leave this for now. At this level, I need to get here first. If you don't know a correct answer, you will always worship Allah with doubt. And how does that feel? Right? We all know how that feels. How does it feel to be in Salah and then the Imam is crying and you're like, what is he saying? You know? Or to, see somebody talking about something, or subhanAllah, your daughter comes to you and asks you certain questions. Your daughter's got a special place with you. She wants to learn something from the deen. You start telling her khilaf. Some say this, some say that, some say no, some say yes, some say maybe on a Saturday, okay, right? Your daughter is going to say, I don't understand anything you're saying, and they're not going to know how to worship Allah, right? So we have something that we can rely on to the extent that, this is the blind following that is necessary until you get to a level where you don't need to do that. But it will take a long time, even though we'll feel like Shaykh al-Islam after we finish this chapter, right? So, MashaAllah. Kitab al-Tahara, MashaAllah. You know what I mean? I'm ready, right? I'm ready. Then you're going to go to the Shaykh, and the Shaykh is going to squash you. He's going to ask you questions. He's like, what are you talking about? What is this? What is this? So this is a point that one of the types of water, right? That one of the types of tahara is with water, and it is the foundation, is the asl, right? The asl is the asas of shay, it's the foundation of a thing. So then he says, the next point, فَكُلُّ مَاءٍ نَزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, right? Underline that whole thing and put number 1. أو نبع من الأرض أو نبع ممكن نبع is better because we don't know who's doing it. We just know that the water came up, okay? And I'll look into that, but I think it should say nubiyar. There's no harakat here, but I'm pretty sure it says nubiyar. He says, فَهُوَ تُهُورٌ. Okay? So all the water that comes down from the sky and all of the water that springs up from the earth, then it is tuhur. What do you need to know? What if someone says, Aki, what if the water is colored by algae? Right? What do you say? Every water that comes from the sky and every water that springs up from the earth is tuhur. Okay? What if it tastes like calcium? Brother, listen. Any water, did it come from the sky? Yes? No. Did it come from the earth? No. Okay, now we have a point. Let's stop here. See what I'm saying? What you need to know, all the water comes from the sky and the earth class is tuhur, right? So he said, يطهر من الأحداث والأخباث. Okay. All right. It purifies from al-ahdath wal al-akhbath. What is ahdath? Hadith. What is ahdath? Khubuth. Filth. Physical filth. Hadith is not physical. Khubuth is physical. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الْخُبُثِ وَالْخَبَائِثِ. And we say that whenever we enter into the bathroom, right? Meaning from the jinn, the female and the male jinn, okay? That's a benefit. We say khubuth. They are filth, right? Filth, okay? وَلَوْ تَغَيِّرُ لَوْنَهُ, say لَوْنَهُ. وَلَوْ تَغَيِّرُ لَوْنَهُ. Even if it changes its color, أو طعمه, أو ريحه
أو ريحه
بشيء طاهر.
بشيء طاهر
Underline بشيء طاهر. كما قال النبي
كما قال النبي
صلى الله عليه وسلم
صلى الله عليه وسلم
إن الماء
إن الماء
طهور
طهور
لا ينجسه
لا ينجسه
شيئا.
شيئا
رواه أهل السنن وهو صحيح. He said that even if it changes the color, launahu is its color, okay? Or it changes ta'amuhu, yani with a fatha, then it is its taste, or rihahu, and it is its smell. For example, if you have a well and a carcass falls into the well, a cat gets in the well and dies, after the smell, you're gonna smell some of the carcass sometimes. But the water itself maintains its characteristic in general, okay? Then that water, I'm sorry, with Shay and Tahir. No, let's not go there yet. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. If I drop soap or leaves from a tree fall into my well, okay? And these leaves are carrefour, yani, or they're like eucalyptus, right? And it falls in until the smell of the water smells like eucalyptus leaves, right? The eucalyptus is tahir. It's pure. It's not an impure thing. We will learn about what are the impurities, right? So it will not impurify the water, which becomes an issue in fiqh. Some people don't know this. Can you make ghusl with soap? Soap changes the color, doesn't it? Soap changes the smell, doesn't it? Soap changes the taste, doesn't it? But it is tahir, right? So as long as it's still considered water, it's an ism. Water is water. It was water. It is water. It will be water as long as it's water. Once it's overcome until the point it becomes mud, is it water anymore? No. Then it changes the hukum. The ruling changes. Okay? It's not water anymore. We're talking about something different, right? So, if something pure mixes in the water, then it is pure. And this is due to the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the Sahih Hadith. That the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that indeed water is tuhur, is pure. Nothing makes it impure, period. Nothing makes it impure. Meaning, as long as it is considered ma, right? So now we don't say, okay, come on, man. Wine is made out of water. Can we make wudu with wine? Okay, brother, wine is not water. That's why you don't call it water. Yeah. It changed it until it became something else, right? So this is a big issue. We have to always say, what are we talking about? What do you mean by that? Ahi, if you don't do those things and you don't learn these definitions, you're going to be worshiping Allah with a lot of doubt, and you'll never have any way to go. You will not know. At least now, you know some way someone went who knew something, right? That gives you a lot more security. You're not coming off the top. You know what I mean? When people say, what is water? It's water. It comes out the sink. You drink it. You know what I mean? So it's clear, right? It could change. The taste, the smell, or the color could change depending on a pure thing affecting it. Okay. Then he said, فَإِن تَغَيَّرَ أَحَدَ أَوْصَافِهِ. So if one of its characteristics, its taste, its smell, and its color, if something changes, be najasa, okay? فَهُوَ najis. So if something, now underlying be najasa, if something najis changes these things, the foundation is that it is not pure anymore, okay? Which, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. I talked about if the carcass lands inside of the water. We'll get into that. He said, Yajibu ijtinabuhu. Ijtinabuhu. That it is wajib to leave it. Meaning don't use the water. It's najis. He didn't say just don't make tahara with it. He said don't try to boil it, right, and cook your food with it, right? You don't have to, Yahi, leave this water. You know what I mean? If you're going to die, there's a different issue. But leave the water that's najis, okay? Leave it, okay? So what makes it najis? If something makes it najis and it affects one of the descriptions of water, so it changes its normal look, taste, or smell, okay? Overwhelmingly, right? It takes over it, okay? For example, if I am at my house in Ethiopia, we have a big, maybe you guys have this in the countryside. This is not usually seen inside of the city anywhere. You have a big, like, bucket, right? And you put it next to your house where the rain comes off the roof. Okay, I got birds, man. It's Africa, brother. You know what I mean? Things gonna fly on top and they're gonna poop on that roof, right? It's a nice shiny roof to poop on, right? They poop on it and the water comes down and it washes all that water into a receptacle. And let's just say, for example, that these birds are predatory birds, right? Predatory birds take a different ruling than actually other birds, okay? These birds poop, right? So their poop goes in, and there's these hawks that actually, they will even snatch up little kids and things. They're like crazy. They do dive bomb, and they'll grab like the food, like that, like out of your hand. It's crazy. So you see now the water has got this poop from the roof has gone in there, right? But you look at the water, and you don't see that it changed the smell, and you don't see that it changed the color of the water, and you see there's a little bit of a dry dropping down at the bottom corner of it, right? But it still smells like water, tastes like water, and it looks like water. What is it? It's water. I can use it, right? I can use it, okay? That's a practical point. Jade. So he said the 12th point, and we can do 2 more points. He said, well, aslu fil ashya, at-tahara wal ibaha. This, wallahi, write this down. The foundation of all things in like worldly sense is that they're pure and they're permissible. So many people, even a lot of youth now, they will leave Islam because they feel like they're so restricted because they can't drink alcohol. Okay? How many other things can you drink besides alcohol? So many other things. Right? Name something for me. Vimtu. Vimtu is a drink, right? What is it? Permissible. Right? I think you guys have it in El Salvador, huh? Name a drink in El Salvador that's not alcoholic.
Tamarindo.
That's it. Mubah. You can drink it. I have to have a proof for you that you can't. Okay? And it's tahir. It's clean. Okay? If the kafir is kafirnik, decides to wear a shirt and he wants to give you the shirt, okay? Can you wear the shirt? I mean, it's pure. It's pure. You have to prove to me that because a non-believer had a shirt on, this is an issue. Some people won't even donate clothes to the poor inside of our neighborhoods because they say these people are not Muslims. Or, they find themselves in hardship and you tell them, go to Goodwill, there's good clothes. You don't need to be stressing yourself. Go get good clothes, Go get it. I don't know, man, the kuffar, they wore this to church, brother. Hey, this is a church shirt. You know what I mean? Okay, is there a cross on it? No, there isn't. It's mubah. It's clean. I need a new set of knives. Should I spend $500 or go to eBay and get some for $50? Same set, right? From Kaepernick. Right? It's a fake name. Kaepernick is selling some knives. Can I buy Kaepernick's knives? Yeah, it's mubah. Kaepernick, yani the butcherer of pigs. He's selling you these knives. Okay, you can buy the knives. You need a proof you can't buy the knives. And we're going to get into that next after this, right? Then he said, فَإِذَا شَكَ مُسْلِمْ فِي النِّجَاسَةِ شَيْءٍ. This is very important. I'm sorry. He said, فَإِذَا شَكَ مُسْلِمْ فِي نِجَاسَةٍ جِزَاسَةٍ مَاءٍ أو ثوب أو بقعة أو غيرها فهو طاهر. Okay. Underline the word shek and write over it doubt. Okay. Yani, if you know Arabic, yani adam al-ilm. You don't know. Okay. You have shek. You have doubt. Shek is the level of ignorance that you don't have certainty. You have doubt. You don't have ilm of this thing, right? You don't know where this thing has been used. Okay. Somebody gives you a barbecue grill, right? Man, Kaepernick had this grill. And this guy had a barbecue every Sunday at church with his pigs, right? And he gives this to you. And you look at it and you can't see what he cooked with it. You can't smell it. You can't see it. Can you use it? Yeah. You go to the park and there is a grill sitting in the middle. I mean, a snake could have pooped in it. Dog could have licked it. Yani, anything could have happened to this thing, right? Can you use it? Yeah. Till you have proof. Okay, man, you go to a place, like in Egypt, dogs are everywhere. You go to a park, there's dogs everywhere. You go to this park and it's time to pray. You don't have a sajada. You got to pray. You look down and you find grass. Oh, man, this grass is by a tree, right? You need a sutra. Can you pray right there? Is that ground tahir? It's tahir. You can pray there until you see cow or dog poop. You see dog poop? Khalas. You see dogs peeing right there. Khalas. It smells like dog poop. Khalas. It smells like dog urine. Khalas. Right? Khalas. Yellow spot. But it smells like dirt. Okay, a dog was there. Dog then killed the grass. Right? Can you pray in this place full of, this old abandoned dog park? Right? Where the dogs just peed all over and just destroyed it. 5 years later, you go by and all the grass is still yellow. Right? The dogs just peed all over the place. You can pray. These are real issues. You need to make these issues relevant to your life. Okay? So if a Muslim has a doubt about the najasa, right? Of something, of water, if it's najis, or of a thobe, right? Or of buq'ah. Just things in general, the clothing or, what's buq'ah? Buq'ah is like just general.
Like a spot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yes, like a spot. A buq'ah, like a spot that you find on the thobe.
Yeah, what spot?
Yeah, you find a yellow spot on this thobe. Yellow. You smell it? It doesn't smell like pee. You look at it, you see that it's yellow. It doesn't smell like pee, you're crazy, so you lick it. Tastes like fabric, right? What is it then? Tahir. Even if there's a stain, which he's going to get over later, inshallah. All right. Then he said, lastly, so this is a principle, right? Then it's tahir. He said, أو تيقن الطهارة والشك في الحدث. Very important. Now you think that you are in a state of tahara. You get into salah, you're praying. Oh man, I had Mexican for lunch. I always fart when I have Mexican. I didn't fart? This is amazing. I just get bad gas from did I fart? I usually do, but I don't remember doing it. I was in the car with all the guys and I didn't, step off for a second. I don't know if I did or didn't. Then what am I? I'm in the state of tahara. Continue praying, okay? Continue praying, right? For huwa tahir. لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم في الرجل في الرجل يخيل إليه أنه يجد شيء في الصلاة. Meaning, this Sahabi was with the Prophet ﷺ, and he's in Salah and he thinks, man, did I fart or did I didn't fart just now? He thinks, did I just pass gas? I don't know if I did or didn't, right? What did the Prophet ﷺ say? لا ينصرف. Don't Don't turn away. Don't go away. Now they continue praying. حتى يسمع صوتا أو يجد ريحا. If you couldn't hear it and you couldn't smell it, continue praying. You know? You know? That's the rule. This is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. This hadith is found in Al-Bukhari and Muslim. No question about this hadith. Okay? We'll stop there, inshallah. We're going to go to Bab al-Aniyah, which is pots and pans, in the next dars, inshallah. Anything that I said that is correct is from Allah and His Messenger. Anything that I said is not correct is from myself or shaitan. Allah and His Messenger are free from it. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu alayk. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.